Hi students, today we are going to do experiment number 9, universal RC time constant. Today we are going to see how long does it take for a circuit containing R and C to have charging. Charging is like this, exponentially it increases and the voltage across the capacitor reaches the supply voltage in 5 tau seconds. This is what we have studied in theory. We are going to see today if this is happening. Similarly, for discharge, it's going to take the same amount of time, 5 tau seconds, to discharge to 0 volts. Now you need a capacitor and a resistor for checking your charging time constant. You are going to take 4.7 mega ohm resistance from your lab kit. It's here, 4.7 mega ohm with yellow, violet, green bands, and you're going to use a 10 microfarad capacitor. It's here, 10 microfarad. You can read from the casing that it is 10 microfarad, and the negative sign for this electrolytic capacitor is marked, and the shorter lead is your negative and your longer lead is positive. You would need today some wires like this and some jumper cables and your breadboard for connections, and you would be using the DMM set in voltmeter position DC and your power supply set to 15 volts. Set to 15 volts. Here you have the positive of the power supply, and from the positive of the power supply in the lab here, this is your positive end. This has to go to the first end of switch. Now I don't have a switch, I'm going to use a wire as a switch. So I've connected my resistor, and here I'm connecting in the same line as the first end of the resistor. This is going to serve as my switch. Now I have to connect the positive of the supply to this end of the switch. So I put it here. I can use any point in any arbitrary line. So I've chosen this so that the distance is okay for me to switch on, like connect here and switch on. So I'm choosing this point and I connect the positive of the supply. Let me close the supply, and this is connected to the positive of the supply. Now the second end of the resistor gets the positive end of the capacitor. Positive end of the capacitor. So I take it and just bend a little and I put it here. At this point, do you see the second end of this resistor and the positive end of the capacitor are in the same line? Now this is a series connection. Now the second end of the capacitor, or the negative end, has to go to the power supply negative. The power supply negative is here. It's here, and I'm going to connect it. Now the connections are done. From the diagram you see a voltmeter has to be connected across the capacitor. So I'm going to use two hookup wires connecting to the positive of the capacitor, and the other negative end is going to the negative end of the DMM. Here I have my DMM terminals. I have my DMM terminals, and I'm going to connect a jumper to the positive end, and another jumper to the negative end so that I can connect them across the capacitor. So positive goes to positive, negative goes to negative. The connections are done, and you're going to keep away all other material. Clean up your workstations. Keep the page for the table ready because you're going to see the charging. We have to do 2 trials for charging. Trial 1, voltage across the capacitor. Trial 2, voltage across the capacitor. Then you're going to find the average of these two and have it here, and 2 trials for discharging and average of these 2 columns here. At an interval of 15 seconds, you're going to see the charged voltage or the charging voltage on the DMM. So I'm going to set my charging. Yeah, my stopwatch is ready. I shall put it here, and when I close the switch, at the same instant I should start my stopwatch. So let me start. 1, 2, 3, start. Before that, let me switch on the supply. I've switched on the supply. Now everything is ready. I'm going to start. 1, 2, 3, start. Now the capacitor is charging. You have 15 seconds for noting the value of voltage across the capacitor. It's 9, 10, it goes. 15 is 3.45 volts. Next, at 30 seconds, I would check how much is the voltage. Correct to 2 decimal places. Note it in the table. 5.02 volts. Now 45 seconds. 6.02 ohms. seconds. 6.69 volts. Now again 1 minute and 15 seconds. 7.17 volts. .54 volts. 7.84 volts. 8.09 volts. 8.29 volts. 8.46 volts. 8.61 volts. 8.73 volts. 8.74 8.93 volts. Nine point 0.01 volts. 9.09 volts. That's it, we are done. Therefore the capacitor has charged to 9.09 volts. What is the supply voltage? Do you remember? V supply is 15 volts. Look here on the power supply. You have supplied 15 volts and across the capacitor you have got 9.09 volts. So the remaining 5 volts is dropped across the resistor. Now at 0th second it is 0 volts and it is going, like as it goes, it is increasing. It is going to increase to a maximum of 10 volts, not more than that. Now let us stop the timer. Let's stop the timer and I am going to take away the switch, allowing the capacitor to discharge, start discharging. Now when I release the switch, it slowly drops. Now if I want to hasten up the process of discharging, I should connect the ends of the capacitor through a short circuit. So I'm going to use this wire to short circuit the terminals of the capacitor, and see it is showing 7.2. now in one moment, see it is fully discharged. Now your DMM is showing the voltage across the capacitor in millivolts, which is 0. Now therefore the capacitor is fully discharged. Now for the second trial, do not adjust anything. Again keep the stopwatch ready and put it on at the same instant of time and switch on the timer. 1 2 3 start. Oh no, just a moment, can you? Now we are going to do the second trial. I am keeping my switch ready and I have discharged my capacitor. And I'm going to put the switch on at the same instant. I'm going to start my stopwatch. 1 2 3 start. .69 I saw this time. Now the values would be correspondingly high for the interval of 15 seconds. 5.94. See, previously it was 5.02, now it's 5.94. This time I start my switch and the timer exactly at the same instant. 7.32. 8.12 volts. 8.62 volts. 8.93 volts. 9.10 volts. 9.22 volts. 9.23 9.30 volts. .36 volts. .41 volts. .46 volts. .49 volts. .52 volts. .55 volts. .57 volts. Still, I didn't start the timer and my stopwatch and the switch at the same instant, so it's still charging. It is showing 9.595. It is just increasing slowly, and the expected voltage at 240 seconds is actually 10 volts. If you would do it right, you would get around 10 volts at 240 seconds. Now, did you observe I never touched my stopwatch in the middle? I left it running, and in between the two trials I just took out the switch and I discharged the capacitor and I continued. I just stopped and restarted it and I continued. Same way, if you do it, you are going to save time. Now I am going to show you how to do discharging. Discharging we are not going to do with the same series circuit, but with the parallel circuit. Look at this circuit for discharging. You're going to set the same 15 volts across the power supply. There is a switch. Resistor 4.7 mega ohms is exactly in parallel with 10 microfarad capacitor, and across the 10 microfarad capacitor you have the voltmeter DMM. Now let me show you how you can do it in one go. Let me switch off the supply. Now I'm going to connect my capacitor in parallel with the resistor. I just pull it out from here and I put across the same terminals as my resistor. Now they are in parallel. My resistor positive of the capacitor are in the same line. The resistor's second end and the capacitor's negative are on the same line. Now the DMM terminals should go across the capacitor. Therefore positive goes to the positive, negative goes to the negative, like this. Now the circuit will be open at this point. You have to close it by connecting it in the same line as the capacitor's negative. What is this? This is my DMM connection. The power supply negative is here and power supply positive I did not touch. Now look at the voltmeter when I close the switch with the supply on. Now see, I just put it on. The moment I switch on my supply, the capacitor is charged to 15 volts. Now for discharge, I am going to note this at 0 seconds. At 0 seconds on my stopwatch, the voltage across the capacitor is 15 volts. So at 0 seconds for trial 1, I am going to have 15 volts. Next, I have to open up the switch, and at the same instant I should start my stopwatch. So ready, 1 2 3, start. Yeah, I started the same instant, I guess. Now every 15 seconds I would note the discharge voltage. Look at the voltage drop, it is decreasing, and when it comes to 15 seconds I would note it. It is 9.01 volt. Since there are human errors possible, we are doing 2 trials and we are taking the average of the 2 trials. So 30 seconds, 5.91 volt. .84 volts. .50 volts. 1.66 volts. 1.11 volt. .74 volts. 0.49 volts. 0.33 volts. Now see, the meter has started showing in millivolts. To 28 millivolts, so it is 0.23 volts. .15 volts. Even this I could change it as 0.22 volts. 0.11 volt. 0.08 volts. 0.06 volts. It was showing 59 millivolts, so I made it as 0.06 volts. 4 volts. 0.03 volts. It is still discharging, so it discharges. The time it goes to millivolts, we can consider it as fully discharged to 0 volts. So now we can stop the timer, and I'm going to keep the switch open. And for the second trial, again, I'm not going to wait for anything. I'm going to just put the switch on and charge my capacitor again to 15 volts. Now I can reset my stopwatch, and I'm going to get ready for my second trial. All my second trial would fill up. See the time I open the switch and start the timer, it is starting to discharge. I would start noting down the voltage every 30 seconds up to 240, and this is again going to show me some 0.01 volt whatever, and I would average out, and I'm going to plot a graph for time in x-axis versus voltage in y-axis for both charging and discharging. I would just plot them all. I'm going to use Excel for doing all my graphing. Thank you for watching. All the best.